BC, what's your one of your bold predictions for 2025, my man?
I'll start off first with one that's maybe not so bold compared to the rest. This will kind of be an easy one in my opinion, but you already see the Bucks shirt on right here, man. My bold prediction for 2025, of course, you see the man up on the screen right now, the legend himself, Mike Evans, 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. This next upcoming season, I'm predicting he will break Jerry Rice's all-time record of consecutive 1,000-yard seasons at 12. I feel like just the way the offense has been gelling in Tampa so far this year. Even with the loss of Chris Godwin, he's still able to figure it out. The way Liam Cohen runs the offense, the way Baker Mayfield and him have that connection. And then again, I am almost certain Chris Godwin is going to be back next season. You have him back to kind of take some of that pressure off of Mike. I think that it's just the perfect storm for Evans to easily get number 12 and really cement himself as an all-time great and potentially shift the conversation towards, is he a Hall of Famer, to now, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, and Jalen McMillan's starting to come into his own a little bit too. So next year could be a big year for Godwin, McMillan, and Evans. After I don't think that's out of the question at all for Evans. That's just less pressure. You know, who are you going to guard? You know, and Bucky Irving coming into his own. You got White coming into his own as well. You know, like that's gonna be a hell of an offense. Hopefully Cohen can stay.
Shout out to Cade Otton as well, like proving himself to be
Cade Otton,
a reliable third down target at tight end. So many guys on that offense that can really help take the load off Mike, especially as he gets into those later seasons for sure in his career.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's out of the question too, and I think you're right. I think that's going to submit him. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer regardless. But I think if you put him in the 12K, put it for 12 and 1,000 yards every year, I don't think there's any question. He already has the ring. There's what else you got? And there's no off-field issues. You know, you go Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens is probably one of the greatest of all time, but he kind of a bad, always had a bad attitude kind of thing. A lot of people didn't like him, so I think that's why he got second year. Mike Evans, never a problem. Straightforward guy, always balls out. Great player, great dude. So yeah, I think that prediction is very doable without a doubt.
And people that I think the biggest knock people will have on his resume is the Pro Bowl nods. But again, that's because whenever he consistently gets close to like 1,000 to 1,200 yards, that's great in any season. But the problem is that sometimes you have these like guys that are one and dones, like Odell, that maybe have 2 or 3 years where they'll post up 1,500 yards, then you'll never hear from them again. So that's pretty much like been his only weakness, is that he doesn't have those fantastically amazing seasons that just set records or whatever. But again, consistent greatness every single year. You're always going to get 10 to 1,200 yards. You're always going to get 7 to 10 touchdowns at least from Mike Evans. Like that.
I think what something that goes underrated with Mike Evans as well is the freaking resume of quarterbacks the guy's caught passes from. Like, and to still be able to put up 11 years of 1,000 yards at least. And it's not just 1,000 yards exactly. It's always over. So like that's impressive as hell. Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Big
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown. Like it is amazing that this dude's been able to, no matter who's out there, give me the ball, I'm going to get it done. So yeah, I think that's a good, a very doable, bold prediction, and he's going to set the records.